Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're kind of putting on our analyst hats and taking a close look at the KraneShares CSI China Internet ETF, ticker symbol KWEB, better known as $KWEB.
We're doing this with the most up-to-date information we have as of February 28th, 2025.
Exactly, because a lot can change in the blink of an eye, especially in the world of investing. Now, the ETF is focused on Chinese internet companies, and it's currently sitting at a pretty impressive $5.692 billion in assets under management. That's like saying a whole lot of investors are already on board with this sector.
That's right. It's a sign of confidence, but of course we need to dig deeper to see if that confidence is justified.
Exactly. So we've got this expert report breaking down KWEB's performance, and we're going to walk you through the highlights and what they really mean for you.
Think of it like we're financial detectives piecing together a puzzle.
I love that. Okay, first clue. KWEB has seen a 10% return over the past year. That's pretty impressive considering the roller coaster ride that some Chinese tech companies have been on.
It is. You have to remember, we've seen regulatory crackdowns, global economic uncertainty, and those things can really shake things up. For companies like Tencent, ticker symbol TCEHY, and Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA, both of those are part of KWEB's holdings.
So this 10% return is even more remarkable when you consider those challenges, right?
Exactly. It suggests that KWEB is potentially weathering the storm and could be poised for even greater things.
And speaking of greater things, get this. KWEB delivered a 5% return over the past 3 months, ending on February 28th, 2025. I've even seen folks on X, formerly Twitter, calling it a top performer and throwing around terms like ascending triangle pattern.
Ah, yes, the ascending triangle pattern. In simple terms, imagine you're looking at a stock chart and you see a triangle forming. The bottom line of that triangle is sloping upwards, which usually means there's increasing buying pressure. And then there's the top line, which stays relatively flat. When the price breaks through that top line, it's often seen as a signal for a potential upward swing.
But basically, it's like the stock is charging up, ready to break free.
That's a good way to put it. It's not a guaranteed prediction, but it's definitely something to watch for.
Okay, I'm adding that to my mental investing toolkit. Now, another positive sign we can't ignore, KWEB has had positive net inflows over the past year.
This means that investors are putting their money where their mouth is. They're seeing the potential of KWEB and actually investing in it. It's like a vote of confidence from the market itself.
And that kind of confidence can really boost a stock's price, right?
Absolutely. When more people are buying than selling, it tends to drive the price up.
So far, so good. It sounds like KWEB has a lot going for it. But like any investment, there are always things to consider, right? For example, the expense ratio of 0.70% might seem a little high compared to some other ETFs out there. I know we've talked about expense ratios before, but for our new listeners, can you break down why this matters?
Of course. The expense ratio is essentially the annual fee you pay to the ETF provider for managing the fund. Now, 0.70% might not sound like a lot, but over time, it can actually make a difference in your returns. Think of it this way. Let's say you invest $10,000 and your investment grows at a steady 10% each year. Over a decade, that 0.70% expense ratio would chip away about $700 from your profit. Now compare that to a hypothetical ETF with a 0.50% expense ratio. You'd only be losing about $500. So you see, even a small difference in expense ratios can add up over the long haul.
That's a great point. I think a lot of people get caught up in the excitement of potential returns and forget about those smaller fees that can quietly eat away at their profits.
It's definitely something to factor into your decision-making, especially if you're in it for the long game.
Okay, so we've talked about the good stuff, positive returns, strong inflows, and that intriguing ascending triangle pattern. But let's get real here. What are some of the risks or challenges investors should consider before jumping into KWEB?
Well, for starters, KWEB is entirely focused on the technology sector, specifically Chinese internet companies. Now, while this can be a high-growth area with tons of potential, it also comes with its own set of geopolitical risks.
Geopolitical risks, that sounds intense. Can you give us some concrete examples of what you mean?
Sure. We're talking about factors like trade tensions between the U.S. and China, data privacy regulations that could shift, even potential political instability. These are all things that could impact the performance of Chinese internet companies, and by extension, KWEB.
That makes sense. So even though the Chinese internet market is booming, investors need to be aware of these external factors that could throw a wrench in the gears.
Exactly. It's all about weighing the potential rewards against the potential risks.
Yeah, and speaking of risks, let's not forget about volatility. KWEB is known to be moderately to highly volatile, with a beta range of 0.8 to 1.5. Can you remind our listeners what beta means and how it applies to KWEB?
You got it. Beta is basically a measure of how much an investment's price tends to fluctuate compared to the overall market. A beta of 1 means it moves in sync with the market. Now, if a stock has a beta higher than 1, it means it's more volatile, meaning bigger swings up and down. And conversely, a beta lower than 1 means it's less volatile. So with the beta range of 0.8 to 1.5, KWEB can be a bit of a roller coaster ride.
So investors who are a little more risk-averse might want to proceed with caution.
That's a good point. If you're someone who prefers a smoother, more predictable investment experience, KWEB might not be the best fit. But if you're comfortable with some ups and downs, and you believe in the long-term potential of Chinese internet companies, then the volatility might not be as much of a concern.
It's all about knowing your own risk tolerance and investment goals, right?
Absolutely. Investing isn't one size fits all. You have to find what aligns with your individual needs and comfort levels.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the positive performance, those encouraging inflows, and even touched on some technical indicators like the ascending triangle pattern. But we've also highlighted the importance of understanding the expense ratio and the inherent volatility of the Chinese market.
It's all about getting a complete picture, looking at both sides of the coin.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And that's what we're here for on Investing Talk Podcast, to help you navigate the complex world of investing and make informed decisions. So what's the verdict on KWEB? Should our listeners be rushing to buy it, or is it more complicated than that?
It's definitely more nuanced than a simple yes or no. KWEB has a lot of potential, but that it's not without its risks.
That's a good way to put it. So for our listeners who are thinking about adding KWEB to their portfolios, what are the key takeaways they should keep in mind?
Well, first and foremost, you have to believe in the long-term growth of the Chinese internet sector. If you think this is just a temporary trend and that growth will fizzle out, then KWEB is probably not for you.
That makes sense. You're essentially betting on the continued success of companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and others in that space.
Right. And you have to be comfortable with a certain level of risk. The Chinese market can be volatile, and there are geopolitical factors that could come into play.
We talked about those trade tensions and data privacy regulations. It's not a risk-free investment by any means.
Exactly. But for investors who are willing to ride out those potential bumps in the road and who have a long-term investment horizon, KWEB could be a valuable addition to their portfolio.
It's all about balancing risk and reward, right?
Absolutely. You have to weigh the potential for growth against the possibility of setbacks and decide if it aligns with your overall investment strategy.
And that's where doing your own research comes in. We've given you a lot of information to consider, but it's important to dig deeper. Read analyst reports and really understand the intricacies of KWEB before making any decisions.
I couldn't agree more. Don't just take our word for it. Do your due diligence and make an informed choice that you feel confident about.
Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing. Now, aside from the factors we've already discussed, are there any other red flags or potential downsides that investors should be aware of?
One thing to consider is that KWEB, like many ETFs, has a degree of concentration risk. A significant portion of its holdings are in a few very large companies. This can be great if those companies perform well, but can also magnify losses if they stumble.
So it's not as diversified as some other ETFs that might spread their holdings across a wider range of companies.
Exactly. And while the Chinese internet sector is dynamic and innovative, it's also subject to government policies and regulations that can change quickly. Investors need to be comfortable with that level of uncertainty.
So there's always a possibility of sudden shifts in the regulatory landscape that could impact the performance of these companies.
That's right. It's something to keep in mind, especially if you're comparing KWEB to ETFs focused on markets with more established and predictable regulatory environments.
These are all really important points for investors to consider. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, but it's crucial to look beyond the headlines and understand the potential downsides as well.
Exactly. Investing is about making informed decisions, not emotional ones.
Well said. Now, for those investors who are intrigued by KWEB, but maybe not quite ready to dive in head first, are there any alternative investment options they might consider?
There are certainly other ways to gain exposure to the Chinese internet sector. You could look at individual stocks of companies you believe in, or explore other ETFs with a broader focus on emerging markets.
So if you're looking for more diversification, or perhaps a slightly less volatile ride, those could be options worth exploring.
Exactly. It really depends on your individual risk tolerance and investment goals.
Okay, that's great advice.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, let's recap the key points for our listeners.
Yeah.
We've looked at KWEB, its impressive performance, and the factors driving that growth, like positive net inflows and the buzz surrounding the ascending triangle pattern.
We also delved into the potential downsides, including the higher expense ratio compared to some other ETFs, the inherent volatility of the Chinese market, and the geopolitical risks that investors need to consider.
And we emphasize the importance of doing your own research, understanding your risk tolerance, and making investment decisions that align with your personal financial goals.
Exactly. Investing isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what works best for you.
Well said. And on that note, we'd love to hear from our listeners. What are your thoughts on KWEB? Are you bullish on the Chinese internet sector, or are you approaching it with caution? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We always appreciate hearing different perspectives and insights from our listeners.
And if you found this discussion helpful, be sure to subscribe to the Investing Talk podcast. We release new episodes every week covering a wide range of investment topics.
We're here to help you make sense of the market, explore different investment strategies, and ultimately grow your wealth.
And don't forget to share this episode with your friends, family, or anyone who might be interested in learning more about investing in Chinese internet companies.
The more the merrier. We believe that financial literacy is key to building a brighter future, and we're passionate about sharing our knowledge with as many people as possible.
So spread the word, hit that subscribe button, and join us on this exciting journey of exploring the world of investing.
Thanks for tuning in to Investing Talk Podcast. Until next time, happy investing.